So with our first problem, we're going to take mid-segment. Remember, that's in the middle. So if 7 is in the middle, we're going to have to double it to get to x. So on this one, x is going to be 14. This one, again, mid-segment, E is going to be in the middle of AC, so x is going to simply be 8, both on the same side. Find the length, perpendicular bisector right here. If it's going to throw down in the middle of that vertex, these two sides are also going to be the same. You can also do that with congruent triangles if you wanted to. But long story short, 3x plus 8 is going to be equal to 7x minus 16. We add the 16 to both sides. We're going to get 3x plus 24 is equal to 7x. Subtract the 3x from both sides. 24 is equal to 4x. And we divide the 4 off. We'll get x is equal to 6. Now remember, this is not your answer. This is just x equal to 6. Your answer is going to be the length of AB. So we put that 6 in for the x, and we'll get 3 times 6 plus 8. So 18 plus 8, that's going to be 26, is the length of AB. And that will be your answer on this one. Find the length of CD. Again, these two, you don't even have to know anything about your perpendicular bisector. They have hashed it in for you that 4x and 2x plus 4 are the same. So I've got 2x is equal to 4, x has to be equal to 2, and again, they want the length of CD. So I've got 2 times 2 plus 4, so 4 plus 4, CD will be 8. And that's going to be that problem right there. Moving on, find the value of x. If these drop down and they're perpendicular and they're congruent, then that means our angles will also be congruent. Find the value of x. So we're just going to set them equal to each other. 5x minus 2 is equal to 4x plus 5. Subtract the 4. We'll get x minus 2 is equal to 5. Add the 2. X is equal to 7. All done here. This one, if the angles are the same and you drop down perpendiculars, then the lines will also be. So I've got 4x plus 3 is going to be the same as 8x minus 9. Add the 9 to both sides. 4x plus 12 is equal to 8x. Subtract the 4x from both sides, and I will get 12 is equal to 4x. X will be equal to 3, and that's going to be my answer for this one. Sliding it on up. In center. In center is from they're going to be angle bisectors. So when you're angle bisecting, you're in center, all of these lines here are going to be the same. They're asking you for JP. The JP is going to be the same as PN. And if I look at just this triangle right here, I've got 25, 24, got a right angle here, and I'm looking for this side because, again, JP is the same as PN. So this is going to be x squared plus 24 squared equals 25 squared. And it's just Pythagorean theorem. It's just Pythagorean theorem. So I'll get x squared is equal to plus some number is equal to 625 plus 24 squared. 16. That's a 9. Get a 0. Get an 8. Get a 4. We'll get a 6, 7, 5, 76. Subtract that 576 from both sides, and I'll get an x squared is equal to 49. So x has to be equal to 7. Excellent. Find JP. Or find JP. You would list your final answer rather. JP is equal to 7. That'll be your final answer. On number 8. Solve for x. Given BD is 4x plus 2. And AE is 3x plus 8. Now when you set this up, 3x plus 8 is twice the size as 4x plus 2. So what we're going to have to do is say that twice 4x plus 2 is equal to 3x plus 8. So be very careful about that. Make sure that we get that set up correctly. That gives me 8x plus 4 is equal to 3x plus 8. Subtract the 3x from both sides. And we'll get 5x plus 4 is equal to 8. Subtract the 4. 5x is equal to 4. Divide that 5 off, and you will get x is equal to 4 over 5. Solve for x. That's all we're going to have to do, so we can stop there. Next page. Point of concurrency for the altitudes. Orthocenter. Point of concurrency for the perpendicular bisectors would be the circumcenter. Point of concurrency for the median, centroid. Point of concurrency for the angle bisectors is the in-center. So be mindful. Know these. Be able to go forth. Be able to identify your points. We're in fact going to identify points right now. Let's look through, see if we got any perpendicular bisectors. This one, bisected in half, perpendicular, perpendicular, bisected. This one, it's not in half, can't be the perpendicular bisector. This one, it's in half, but again, we don't have a perpendicular line, not going to be the perpendicular bisector. Let's look for some medians. This one, we go from the vertex, and we cut that leg in half. So this one is a median. This one doesn't cut in half, doesn't come from a vertex, not a median. This one comes from the vertex, cuts that leg in half. This one is also a median. Last thing, altitude. It's got to drop from the vertex and make a perpendicular. So we drop from the vertex, we make a perpendicular. This one's an altitude. This one is really not going to be anything. Because again, you've got to go from this vertex. If I had hit it like this, that could be an altitude. We'd rotate it the other way. This could be an altitude. But that's not how it's listed. This is actually going to be none of them. This one comes down, but it doesn't hit in a perpendicular. Not going to be the altitude. Is it possible to construct a triangle with these side lengths? This first one. Now what you have to do is the two smaller ones have to add up to be larger than the other side. Example, if I had a side length of 2, a side length of 3, and another side length of 6, there's no way to put this 2 and the 3 together to give you a triangle. Alright, they don't even cover the 6 lane flat. So we've got to be bigger than that third side. This one is yes, because 3 plus 4 is bigger than 5. This one is no. 1 plus 4 is not bigger than 6. This one is yes. 17 plus 17 is bigger than 33. This one is no. These two together does not equal 65. This one is going to be yes. 6 plus 39 will be bigger than 43. And this one is going to be a no for the same reason. 7 plus 45 is 52. It's not as big as 54. Possible side lengths. Now there are two possibilities. These two are the smallest sides, or 9 is the biggest side. So if 9 is the biggest side, I need something bigger than 3 so the 6 can get there. If it's the largest side, it has to be smaller than 15, or the 9 and the 6 will not be able to cover. Alright? So if you subtract these two, that's going to be your low end. If you add them together, that's going to be your high end. So for this one, you've got a low end of 8, 12 minus 4, and you've got a high end of 16. And these are both feet measurements. These are both inch measurements. This one, low end of 9 meters, high end of 27 meters. Your yards, you've got a low end of 5 yards. You've got a high end of 37 yards. On this one right here, inches and feet, I'm going to change this foot to inches. I've got a low end of 2 inches, and I've got a high end of 46 inches. So be careful. Sometimes they're going to change that unit of measure on you. You want to be ready to go. I'm going to change both of these to feet. This is 2 feet. This is 3 feet. That'll make it easier for me to do my math. I've got a low end of 1 foot, and I've got a high end of 5 feet. All right. Largest to smallest sides. Largest to smallest angle. The smaller the side is, the smaller the angle across from it will be. So angle E is the smallest. Angle D is the next smallest. And then angle F is going to be my largest angle. And you're just looking for the side. You go across, you find that angle. 22 is my smallest side, so B will be my smallest angle. 24 is the next side, so C is my next angle. And then 26 is my largest side, so A will be my largest angle. Alright, I'm going to cut the video here. Continue on.